whispering fog of Black Hollow. Welcome. They say the fog in Black Hollow doesn't roll in from the hills like normal weather. It seeps, it watches, it remembers. Locals call it the Veil, a name whispered with reverence and fear. The stories go back generations, of hunters lost without a trace, of strange blue lights glowing deep in the pines, and of the whispering that begins when you're all alone in it. Always alone, because the veil does not allow witnesses, it chooses. Most town folk don't talk about it openly, not anymore. There's a hush about Black Hollow, like the town itself is afraid of drawing attention. No night hikes, no wandering past the old boundary trees, and never enter the woods after midnight. That's when it breathes. But not Elliot Ramsey. He wasn't from Black Hollow. He was from the city. Loud, bright, crowded, a world of buzzing neon and endless content. He ran a niche paranormal YouTube channel, Urban Haunt, cheap jump scares, abandoned malls, EVP sessions that were mostly static, but people watched, and Elliot was hungry for more, the real deal, something authentic. He'd stumbled across Black Hollow in a forgotten Reddit thread, one of those cryptic places where the posts were dated but the replies came minutes ago. Users talked about the veil like a sentient thing. A few claimed to have heard the whispers. One even posted a photo, grainy and dark, of a long skeletal figure with antler-like tree limbs reaching through the fog. It hooked him. Within a week, Elliot packed his gear, infrared cams, battery packs, mics, and drove out to that little nowhere town tucked in the folds of Appalachia. Black Hollow didn't appear on most maps. There was no cell signal. 10 minutes outside the nearest gas station. It was perfect. The town itself felt like something caught in time. Porches sagged under the weight of silence. A rustic water tower loomed above pine-canopied roads, and everywhere hand-carved signs, "Keep out of the woods." Some were recent. The gas station clerk was the only one who spoke to him at length. She looked barely 20, but her eyes were old. "You here for the fog?" she asked flatly, handing him a bottled water. Elliot grinned. "You mean the veil?" "Yeah, that's the whole reason." Her face darkened. "You shouldn't joke. It remembers. It sees through you." She didn't say another word as he left. Elliot reached the trailhead by 11:40 p.m. The gear was ready, batteries full. He hit record. "All right, folks, this is Elliot Ramsey, and I'm coming to you live from the edge of Black Hollow's haunted woods. Locals say there's something in here that watches, that breathes in the fog. Well, I'm gonna find out, because you deserve the truth." The live stream chat lit up. "This guy's insane." Betty fakes a scream and runs back out. "Do it for the views." He stepped past the boundary trees. It was like crossing a barrier made of breath. One moment, the woods were quiet, cool, crisp. The next, the air thickened, heavier than humidity, heavier than reason. Fog gathered fast, unnaturally fast, pouring in from nowhere, curling low to the ground and whispering against his boots. Static hit the feed. His camera shuddered, glitching. The temperature dropped 10 degrees in seconds. Still, Elliot kept walking. He called out to the stream, but the jet was gone. his ears, inside his head, a dozen disjointed voices murmuring things he couldn't understand, until they all paused and whispered his name. Elliot. The Whispering Fog of Black Hollow Part 1. Stay tuned for Part 2 tomorrow. Vote at the end of the series for the ending that you choose.